Hey y'all, how you doing? Welcome. We're going to be doing a Gemini season collective reading for you because I feel like it. And why not? We're going to start off with some animal energy here as per usual and then get right into the cards. In the meditation, the overall message that I got was that of the crab. And I want to just take a moment to speak of crab energy, especially because the crab is not featured in this fabulous deck here. But it's such a beautiful, potent, and I feel very apt energy for the time moving forward, especially through this summer season and the coming of Litha. So the crab energy is so beautiful because it's about welcome shifts in one's environment, right? And it really sort of reminds me of that Six of Wands energy, so to speak, because it's about internal shifts that manifest in external benefits and payoffs and change. And it's also about external shifts that give you all the feel goods on the inside, right? So it's about that inner and outer, the inner and outer worlds and how they can affect and inform each other. And a lot of the time, we can become focused on one or the other, right? We're really focused on the external things, how things look, paying bills, the 3D aspects of our existence. And then other times we can really focus on the stuff on the inside and, you know, the feelings and the what ifs and the state of mind and the energy, right? And the feelings. The energy around the crab, you know, asks us to really expand our awareness 360 degrees, right? All the way around. I saw this image, you know, I saw a beach full of these white crabs, right? These beautiful white crabs. And then I saw, you know, those signposts that are depicted in a lot of movies where it's down in the country, right? They'll have these signposts that go, you know, this way goes to the lake 2 miles, and this way goes to, you know, the main road in town 3 miles. And I saw sort of a signpost, right? And I saw these arrows kind of all turning and flipping and rapidly moving in one way in all directions of time and space. Really feels like we're being asked to expand all aspects of our awareness and be, you know, not to discount the information that's in our peripheral vision. And that kind of feels like rather the point, is the information, the directives, and the goodness in the peripheral vision, right? So it's not necessarily looking at something straight on or looking behind, right? But really allowing our eyes to work in all, and our senses really, in all directions, right? So let's go ahead and get an animal energy. Also saw the white city of Gondor from Lord of the Rings. And I did hear this is the time of the blank slate. Exciting. Well, this makes sense. Okay. So Dolphin. So I'm loving the theme here because I was talking about the crab, which is a sea animal, and then we had the dolphin here. So this is really, really beautiful, and I'm really happy that the dolphin came out to play, emphasis on the word play. So the dolphin is a really special energy because while dolphins are highly intelligent, they're also, you know, quite expert at playing, having a good time. And one is able to have a really good time the best when they're in the present moment, right? If you think about it, when you're in the present moment, you will allow yourself to be aware of more. Again, back to that peripheral vision, right? Because if we are thinking about the future or what comes next or what we're going to eat for dinner, you know, later or tomorrow, or thinking about the past or whatever have you, and we're popping ourselves out of a given moment, we are at risk, right? of missing all of the gifts in the present. Right? And that's very much dolphin energy here. You know, dolphin also represents, soul connections as well, right? Soul connections of all different kinds, right? It's romantic soul connections, interpersonal soul connections in general. But this is also, dolphin energy also speaks to me of a clear karmic slate, which again, I'm going back to that idea of the blank slate, right? So I really love that this came up. Also, the fact that this is water energy as well is really beautiful because it's you know, if you think about the ocean and salt water, right? Salt water is that cleansing agent. That's what we say to, you know, people, especially empaths or people who have empathic sensibilities. You know, we say to take a salt bath, right? To really cleanse them of emotions that aren't theirs that they may have picked up during the day. And salt bath also heals, you know, I believe inflamed muscles, situations like that. So it's like the salt water is a healing and cleansing agent, right? And I'm really getting that coming up right now for this, you know, energy for Gemini season. It's about cleaning out and processing, right? Sort of recycling the energies with you and transmuting it into something that is lighter, right? And allowing you to be in a place of creation point. And that's what I'm getting, creation point. Because with a blank slate, that's another way of saying, wow, with a blank slate, I'm able to create my own story, create my own reality. It's very Harold and the Purple Crown, really, which is a children's book about creating your own reality, right? But overall, guys, the fact that Dolphin came up for Gemini season energy, this is the like happiest energy in this whole deck. And I really want to emphasize that. This is the happiest energy in the whole deck, right? And so I definitely feel like we're being called to connect with our sense of play and our sense of childlike wonder, right? Oh, I almost missed that. Weird. Do you remember when I said that I saw those arrows going 360? Is it 360 degrees? I feel like that's all the way around. Oh no. See these circles here? See how it's like all the way? There's something about that, I'm telling you. And if you think about the sonar aspect as well, it's really about expanding your reach and your senses, right, to all aspects and really expanding your awareness, right, in all directions. I really like that. Okay. Gorge. Woo, all right. What is going on for Gemini season for my collective peoples? Oh, really? You don't say? Color me not shocked. We have the High Priestess here, y'all. I mean, okay. So again, with this water energy here, water represents what? Emotions and intuition. And you know what I like to say? That emotions are the gas that fuel our intuition. So if our emotions are cattywampus, if they're not balanced, right, then our intuition will be askew. Askew. And that's just how it works, right? That's just the reality of it. So the fact that the High Priestess is coming out here, I love it so much because this is about connecting with your intuition, but also, do you see how she's looking in a mirror? And this is so beautifully depicted here with this Allison Tarotland deck here. Little baby Alice is looking in the mirror and seeing her future self. Remember what I was getting at the top of this reading, right? About looking to the future, looking to the past. Not so much. Really being called during this Gemini season to really be in the present moment and gleaning the most information from that perspective, right? From that energy. So I'm really obsessed it's coming out this way. Also, if you think about Gemini energy, they're the twins, right? Right? And we have this mirror here, and she's looking at the future aspect of herself, which I'm really obsessed with. But, you know, I'm really drawn to these chess pieces here on either side of this mirror and the fact that the blinds are up here. Because if she just moved her head and just looked all the way around and looked at these chess pieces, right? I feel like she's looking ahead, and it's almost like this narcissist, you know, feeling of just being entranced by what the future will hold, what the future will bring, where she will be in the future, right? And it's like baby girl, like turn around and look in all directions. There's a wealth of information and directives that are just outside of your direct, you know, straight on viewpoint. And so I really love how that's coming up here. You know, also the pomegranates are taking me to Persephone. And when I say that like a question, Persephone? You know, queen of the underworld there, which is, you know, very much about going into those lower depths and gleaning hidden information or what is not easily discernible in the light. Now, I want to say something around this. This very much is feeling to me like what the collective energy is going into June. And I feel like the Dolphin is coming up to say, you know, this is great and good. And this is sort of the energy where we've been in, where we're in this place of going, what will be? What will be? Question mark. What will be? What won't be? Has what's been going to be what will be again or differently, or what will it look like? And I have this feeling of a lot of questions, right? I'm getting this feeling of a lot of questions. And if you think about it, right, this high priestess energy here, this is they're very much about gleaning answers through, you know, having questions and going in and going, you know, what's my best path? What am I being called to do? Why am I here? What's my soul purpose? What am I here to do? Right? What is the path forward and the way ahead? And I feel like the Dolphin is coming in here to say, if you can approach this time in June, I'm hearing give yourself a break is the main message that I'm getting right now, is give yourself a break and allow yourself, right, to be supported by the universe around you, and trust that all of that is going to be handled and well, and the answers lie in the present moment, not in divining the future, not in looking to the past, not by being up at night with analysis paralysis going on in your mind, that actually the answers you seek are in the present moment. And then the next answers are in the next present moment. You see where I'm going with this? And I'm really getting this overall sense of time. But there is this element of allowing yourself to enjoy the present moment more fully. It's not only are you going to get to your highest and best place and highest and best timeline, but you're going to enjoy the journey getting there. And it really feels like the message coming through is like, enjoy getting to where you're going. Alice is going to get to this future version of herself, whether she sits here looking in the mirror or not. Right? But if she were just to break away from this mirror, and I love how this is depicted here, because the Dolphin is very much like a Six of Cups energy for me, which is like a childhood nostalgia, really allowing yourself to play, right? If you've noticed, you know, a lot of kids aren't, very concerned with what's coming next. For the most part, they may say, you know, what am I going to get for my birthday? Or, you know, can I have chicken nuggets for dinner? But they're not thinking about the next 6 months, so to speak. And it feels like that's very much the advice right now, which is really cool. And it feels like a relief, right? It feels like the remedy. That's what I keep hearing Jason Mraz is the remedy as I'm doing this reading. So now we have the Ten of Swords. So also not surprising here, the Ten of Swords speaks of a complete ending, but I want to draw your attention to something. I want to draw your attention to the dawn rising behind the wall. I have been channeling the dawn over and over and over. And for anyone who follows me on Instagram, _lady_crow_, I did a post about eagle energy that came through. And it was very much about new dawn. So I'm obsessed that that's coming up here. So a new dawn coming after the complete and full ending of something. Now this is very, very beautifully depicted here, because this is Humpty Dumpty, y'all. This is Humpty Dumpty having done fallen and can't, you know, put himself back together again. But the message that I'm getting from this is that there's no need for Humpty Dumpty to put himself back together again. This is about, remember what I said about the clean slate? This is about allowing those pieces to lie where they are, right? Go into the earth and going into a place of, you know, what's on the other side of this wall? What's on the other side of this wall? Okay, I can see the dawn, right? But I'm not going to try to stand on top of these swords, right? And the aspects of things that have passed and ended to see what's coming next, right? Enjoy the flowers right here. It's what I'm getting. Like, enjoy the flowers, right? And you can see the dawn, you can feel the dawn, but enjoy the flowers here. Don't try to catapult yourself over the wall or see too far in advance. And this is funny how this is coming through. But this is, if I keep hearing it, it feels like the remedy. I won't worry my life away. That's very much what this feels like. You know, there is this aspect here of the moon cycles here that I'm picking up on as well, which feels really pertinent. If you notice here on her diadem for future Alice, you know, High Priestess here, that diadem there, this represents the maiden mother crone. It's the triple crown, right? Maiden mother crone. These are the moon cycles here with the waxing and the full and the waning. And then we have the moon here on these swords here. And I feel like the message around that as well is there's a lot of benefit in thinking about the moon cycles and how they move. There's a consistency, right? They're always going to move, but they always take their time and they can't be rushed and they can't be, it's like, hey, like waxing moon, when are you going to get to the waning? You know what I mean? It's really about allowing it to be what it is and appreciating for what it is. We are being called in such a distinct way to be in the present moment and to expand your awareness in all directions, to glean information and directives and synchronicities, synchronicities. So then we got the Knight of Wands here. You know, this is very funny to me because there is this energy of, you know, timing and pacing, right? And going slow and going fast. And there are these two aspects of, you know, extremity of pacing and movement, whereas the Dolphin very much moves at its own pace. When it plays, it goes a bit faster, and then it might move a little languidly, and it's very playful, right? But it goes at its own pace. Traditionally, the Knight of Wands is a fast, forward-moving energy, right? But let's just lay this out. Let's just storyboard this for a second, because I really like how this is coming through. Okay, there we go. All right, yeah, can y'all see that? All right, so we have the High Priestess here, which traditionally is going inside of oneself to glean hidden truths, intuitive directives, information, insight, right? Seeing what lies ahead, literally with this blinds here, lifting the veil, right? And seeing what is unseen, right? And then we have the Ten of Swords here, which is the complete ending to a given cycle, right? This can also represent, because the swords speak of the mental realm, right? Our thoughts and ideas and mental patternings. This is the complete ending of a given cycle of thought or patterns or belief systems, right? This is a complete ending. And from that ending, new life emerging with this coming of the dawn and illumination of a new truth. Because the next, you know, after the Ten of Swords comes the Ace of Swords, where we repeat the cycle. And the Ace of Swords is that incoming absolute truth, which I'm telling you always feels good and is always quite welcome, right? Then we have the Knight of Wands here. So it's like a fast, forward, speedy movement ahead after this complete and full ending here, right? So a lot of different paces I'm picking up on here, and I'm really getting this overall feeling of not just pacing yourself, but I'm really getting this feeling of going at your own pace and appreciating the moment to reality. That's the gift of it, right? That's the gift of it. Okay, this again. Ooh, look what's on the bottom, Six of Wands. Remember what I said, Six of Wands reminding me of the crab energy? Love it. Eight of Wands. So back to this like pacing and movement situation. So Eight of Wands traditionally is upward movement and ascension, but it also speaks, so this could be messages, you know, arrows of love, happy, loving messages and communication. This is also about a spiritual ascension, a lot of intuitive information coming your way, right? This is also about like boom, like hits of inspiration. We're like, oh my God, I got an answer to that question that I've had for a long time, but it didn't come when I was sitting there thinking about it. It came when I gave myself a break and went and did the dishes. And then I suddenly knew what to do. I suddenly knew what to say. I suddenly knew how to handle this, right? So I'm really loving that this is coming up to clarify the High Priestess, because I want to drop the differences here. This is a still energy. High Priestess is a still, seated energy, a very focused energy, right? And you see the blinds here, how they're mirroring the wands here as well. I really love this. I'm really getting, again, that the inspiration and directives here are going to come through. Because remember, the wands rule the realm of passion and desire and artistry, right? And just a good old time, right? So the fact that this is clarifying the High Priestess, I feel like a lot of this inner movement and stillness that we're feeling here, and a lot of the relief and directives and answers are going to come through coming from a place of, honestly, heart-centered fun and enjoyment. I mean, how often is your advice like, have a good time? But that's what I'm getting here, right? It's absolutely what I'm getting here. Okay, do you remember what I said earlier about allowing some of these aspects of your reality to be handled and looked after by the universe, and just trusting that you're taken care of in this context? Do you see this couple back here? They kind of feel like they're arguing to me or trying to work something out. And then we have the celestial, lovely angel energy here too, who's got this arrow, who is literally working this out. And if they just turned around and looked this way, they'd be like, oh, there's no need to worry about this. This is completely being handled, right? Why do I keep getting this message of like, get out of your own way? And just allow yourself to enjoy what is going well, what is working. There's so much good coming. I can't even take it. I feel it. It's such a beautiful okay, guys, it's like, so we have the Chariot here, which is, again, fast, forward-moving energy. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Again, it's like these two different speeds here is really what I'm getting. This is fast energy. The Knight of Wands is fast energy. The fact that this is coming up to clarify the Ten of Swords, amazing to me. I'm also really drawn to how this is depicted in this particular deck, right? See how they have their backs to the camera? How they have their backs to the camera. Again, it's about flipping that perspective, and if they just turned around, or if they just looked to their left, or if they just looked to their right. But see how they're looking? I guess, are they looking straight ahead, or are they looking behind them is the question. It depends on what? The audience perspective, right? There's really something to that. There's really something to that. But overall, the fact that the Chariot, which is fast, forward-moving, balanced energy, is clarifying the dawn here with the Ten of Swords. This is new beginnings that are better than they were before, right? In the aftermath and as a result of these complete ending of cycles, right? Which is really, really beautiful. And I feel like for a lot of you, there's this energy here. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh my God, I did not even notice this, and I'm really glad that I took a second. Okay. Do you see how he's like looking back? Like they're looking forward and he's looking back, like what? I'm telling you, there's something about your perspective and which way you're looking and what you're giving attention to. The gold, right? It's only exists in the present moment that you're in a moment-to-moment basis, right? It's really, really cool. Also, I'm really drawn to the fact that their backs are exposed. Remember when I said I was getting this feeling of clean slate, newness, and it's coming up with the Ten of Swords? I also get this sense of vulnerability, but with that as well, we come into this life naked, right? Back to this clean slate, City of Gondor, white city realness, and then this childhood aspect here with the Dolphin and the Six of Cups energy that it always gives me. Do you see all these people back here like cheering and going, yay, 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 yay? This is a really beautiful energy coming in to clarify the Seven of Swords. It's really this energy of this movement ahead and movement forward is happening. Right? You have all this stuff around this fast energy moving forward, right? It is happening. Enjoy getting to where you're going. Enjoy getting to where you're going. You're going to get there nonetheless. The question is, will you have a good time getting there? Right? I do feel like a group of you guys watching this are like, yeah, I'm totally doing that. Sometimes it takes a practice because it's as humans, it's in our nature to project ourselves. Rumi has a quote that says, why subject yourself, I'm going to butcher the quote, of course, but why subject yourself to the, torture that is the future or the past? And there's so much to that, There's so much to that that really is about the present moment. I cannot, but I will. Ace of Pentacles, really? Ace of Pentacles. New cycles, it's all over this thing. Ace of Pentacles, this is material abundance. This is the answer to a question notice. Remember how I said that what comes after the Ten of Swords is the Ace of Swords, and it's new cycle, ending of cycle. There's all of these, paces here, the slow and then the really, really fast. And then you have the Dolphin who's just living its best life, like, right? Back to this circle here as well. Remember how I pointed that out? Looking in all directions with that crab energy. This traditionally is big money, big opportunity. But here's why I love the Pentacles so much. It's because it's not just big money and big opportunity that comes in and then it goes. It's big money and big opportunity that's going to be around for a while. And I really love when the Pentacles and the Wands work together. Okay? Because it's also an opportunity or alignment or partnership that you also feel really passionate about and really excited about, right? That this is the money, this is the ticket, and I really love that this is coming up in this way. I also want to point out this castle far off in the hill here. I feel like this ace of, hold on, you just wait your turn. I feel like what's on the, this is the dawn. See what I'm saying? It's like what's on the other side of this wall here. We have the dawn coming up. This is what's on the other side. It's the fully formed. Is that a white castle like the city of Gondor? Cannot. That's what's on the other side of this wall, right? That's what's on the other side of this wall. And it's coming. It's just the difference is, are you gonna like break several nails trying to scale this wall? Or are you gonna sit here and smell the flowers and get to the other side anyway, with your nails intact? Just go with me on this. It's a choice. We are our choices, right? Guys, I can't tell you how happy this makes me to see all of this, and just to emphasize, it's greener pastures and the remedy is really what I'm feeling. I feel like I want to have a party. Like I really do feel like I want to have a party. That's what this energy is giving me. Again, back to this Dolphin energy. It really is about enjoying getting to where you're going. That's what it is. Can you have a good time getting to where you're going? This is beautiful. And I'm also getting this distinct feeling. Okay, do you know how they say like when you're on vacation, and you've experienced this, I'm sure, when you're on vacation, the time flies? That saying, that adage, like time flies when you're having fun. Time is going to fly during this Gemini season, just like this Knight of Wands here, right? Time is flying during this Gemini season. I absolutely feel that. I feel like you can take good advantage of that in a way where, like, allow yourself this time to be in enjoyment and enjoy getting to where you're going. There's something really juicy in that. And I feel like really it's just a matter of, are you going to have a good time getting to where you're going? It's really up to you. Oh my God. Okay. Clouds shape-shifting. Okay, hello. Let's point out the parallel, shall we? See these clouds here? And do you see how this like dawn looks like a dawn-esque light coming up over these mountain tops? Clouds shape-shifting. This is really, really beautiful. Again, there's change all over this. There's a lot of change in the air that I'm picking up on here. And it's really lovely, but I want to point something out. Did you ever watch clouds as a kid? And oh my God, there's clouds all over this reading, aren't there? There's clouds. You're watching clouds and you're pointing and going, oh, that looks like an octopus. That looks like a star. That looks like a ham sandwich, or I don't know, ham sandwich, whatever it is, right? I feel like the point of this is saying this time before you during this Gemini season is very much what you make it. It's very much what you make it. And let me let you in on a little something, okay? This whole idea of destiny and fate and all of this, these very weighted kind of ideas, right? I want you to consider something. That in actuality, our destiny, our fate, yada, yada, really, it is what we choose. We are the accumulation of our choices. That's what it is. That is exactly what it is, y'all, right? And if you can make choices and decisions in a moment-to-moment way in which you are fully present in any given moment, that is the key to your own personal yellow brick road, a la aka your highest and best path, your highest and best timeline. I'm telling you, that's what it is. And I love this. And also allowing yourself to, shape and shift. Allowing yourself to transform and be moved and move, right? Change really is, it's a cliche for a reason. Change really is the only constant, right? And the more that we can be in a place of allowance and fun and play around that and embrace it, as opposed to resisting it, the better time we'll have, meaning that our vibration will be higher, meaning that we'll attract other situations and opportunities and people, places, things that are of that, aligned higher vibration, which leads us to happiness, which leads us to our best life, and, A, B, C, D, X, Y, and Z. Right? And this is really, really beautiful. Again, with the white blank slate, this is really, really beautiful. And at the end of the day, this is so gorgeous. Allow yourself to enjoy this Gemini season, for it is yours to enjoy. And a very special happy birthday to my Geminis as well. Also, remember, just going back to that crab energy, Geminis in alignment are those who are able to see both sides of any given situation or disagreement or, points, different perspectives. They're able to see both sides and bring the two together into a middle ground of compromise and balanced perspective as well. That is the medicine of Gemini season for you guys as well. Because when you're able to be in that place of balanced perspective where you do see all sides to something, right? Back to that crab energy, that also is a beautiful lubricant to allow yourself to be in the present moment and in a place of play and enjoyment and endless childlike wonder. Beautiful. Ooh, got the chills. All right, y'all, this is your collective reading for Gemini season. I so hope that this gave you some good points of thought to consider as you move forward. And I'm sending you guys all of the love and blessings. Thank y'all so much for being here. And as always, thank you for being you, and be well. Until next time.